Good morning, students. Welcome back. Today we will discuss the another one. This is what we call filariasis. What we call it as filariasis. The filariasis, it is also known as elephantiasis. What we call elephantiasis. Why it is called so elephantiasis? Because the infection, okay, the filariasis in which the person got this disease, this person leg, it will become like a elephant leg. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆನೆ ಕಾಲು ರೋಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವೋ ಆ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಆನೆಯ ಕಾಲಿನ ಸೈಜ್ನಷ್ಟು ಏನು ದಪ್ಪ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. So that's why this disease, it is also called as elephantiasis. It is usually, that is a helminthus disease, we can call it as. Helminthus means worms. We already discussed, that is the disease in the last class, which is caused by, that is helminthus disease, that is a round worm, which is also known as the ascariasis. Like this is one more disease in which it is caused by the helminthus, that is the worms. So usually this filariasis, it is caused by, that is two worms. It contains the two species. The one we can call it as the Wuchereria bancrofti. What we call it as Wuchereria bancrofti. Students, very beginning, these words, it seems to be new one, but while practicing you can go through, by practicing you can remember it. Then another one disease is that Wuchereria malai. The one species is that Wuchereria bancrofti. The another one we can call it as the Wuchereria malai. Okay, these are the two different species of worms in which it is responsible for which disease, that is the elephantiasis. While you come to the incubation period in the sense infection period. The infection period, it is usually, that is a digenetic. It requires two hosts for the complete their life cycle. What are those two hosts? One we can call it as, that is a mosquito. The another one, that is the human beings. As same we learned in the malaria. The malaria, it is also requires what? That is the two host. One it is, that is what we call it as the mosquito, that is female Anopheles mosquito. The another one we can call it as, that is the human beings. The same here, it requires two hosts to complete their life cycle. In these two hosts, it will complete their life cycle and also the incubation period. So while you come to the mosquito, what is the incubation period? It will take, that is 10 to 15 days. Okay. So in the mosquito, how many days the infection period it will be there? That is the 10 to 15 days. While in case of the human beings, okay, the incubation period is, that is it will take from month to year and more than the several years. Okay, the incubation period, if though the worm it will enter in our body, even though the infection it will not appears, it will takes the longer time. Okay, longer time alli adu gottagutte. That is more than several years that I have mentioned here. The incubation period in the human beings is that the 1 year and more. Okay, when you come to the, that is how it will spread. The spreading of this disease, that is what which is the worm which is responsible for this is that is the female Culex mosquito. Very very important for the NEET examination, and also in the many exams they will ask for the MCQ questions. that is it is spread by the disease, the what we call it as the mosquito, the female Culex mosquito. The female Culex mosquito, as the same in case of the malaria. Okay, so it starts their life cycle as by biting the infected human beings. Okay, let me start. That is the progress, very important part. What do you mean by that is the progress? Okay, progress is nothing but what? That is the infection whenever it will starts by biting the what? That is a healthy human person. How many days it will be present in the mosquito, and also how many days and how many years it will be start spreading the symptoms in the human beings. Okay, it's simple, we can understand that that is the life cycle. The progress, start with the progress, that is the biting of the mosquito. The first, the biting of the mosquito for the healthy person. Biting of mosquito in the sense, whenever the mosquito which will bites what? That is the infected person. So, in that mosquito, there will be these larvas, it is, what we call it as, that is the worms in the larva stage. Okay, worms in the larva stage, it is present in the mosquito. Andre, ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಕ್ಯೂಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಮಸ್ಕಿಟೋ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಗೆ ಬೈಟ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ನಿನ ಲಾರ್ವಾಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ತನ್ನ ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೋ ಆ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಮ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಏನು ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, in which way it will releases? By biting. Okay, the bite of mosquito, okay, which will releases into the blood of the human beings. Okay, what they will release? They will release what? That is a larva. Larva of the what? That is these species, that is the worms. So after that, in which stage these are there, these worms? That is a larva stage. Larva stage in the sense, that is a young stage. Still it is the immature stage. ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾದ ಏಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ this biting of the mosquito, whenever it will releases the larva, these larva, where it will reaches? Okay, it will reaches where? That is the lymph node. Where it will reaches? That is the lymph node. Lymph node, particularly what we call it as the lymphatic fluid, where it will be circulated. Okay, lymphatic fluid ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಆ ಒಂದು ಲಾರ್ವಾ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Then afterwards what happens? These larva, it will be developed into the adult. Okay, so it will develop in the metamorphosized into the adult. Then afterwards, these adult worms, what happens? They will start what? That is undergoing the sexual reproduction. That is the fertilization and development, it is taking place. The adults which will produces the male and the female gametes, and the male and the female gametes start fusing together. That process, what we call it as the fertilization. The fertilization, it will further develop, and these fertilization and development, it is taking place in the where in the mosquito, the where that is a male and female gamete, it will be produced in the where that is in the that is the human being's host, that is where the lymphatic fluid it is there. Lymphatic fluid ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಆ ಒಂದು ಲಾರ್ವಾಗಳು ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಮೇಲ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫಿಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ those gametes containing blood, it will taken by another mosquito, which is that mosquito, female Culex mosquito. This mosquito, the further in that mosquito, further the fertilization and the development, it is taking place. The same as in case of that is the malarial life cycle, parasite life cycle. That is the half of the asexual reproduction, it is taking place in the where that is the human beings, and the remaining half sexual stage it will be taking place in the mosquito. So that is not that much of depth, we can not go in this part, that is not our part. Here after the fertilization and the development, what happens, that is these again the another mosquito, it is takes place by the mosquito. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ಮಸ್ಕಿಟೋ ಬೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ತಗೊಂಡೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬೈಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ another healthy person. Okay, another healthy person, and again the development it will be taking place. Okay, like this the transmission of the worms by one person to the another person, it will be taking place. It is very simple, that is it will carry the worms through the life cycle by using this vector, that is the female Culex mosquito. Okay, then up to here we are learned, that is how the transfer of this what the worms it will be taking place from one person to another person through this female Culex mosquito. But the progression of that is symptoms, what happens actually, how the elephantiasis that is we can call this disease. Okay, so that we will discuss by observing this that is this diagram. So as it is the elephantiasis, we can take that is our leg. Okay, ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಲೆಗ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. So whenever it will happens, that is the biting of that is larva, insertion of the larva by mosquito, what happens? So particularly where it will be infected, I already told, that is it will reaches the lymph node. So in this diagram, this is the normal leg, that is particularly in case of the male. Okay, so male, that is a lymph node, it will reaches the lymph node. What happens is the lymph node, this is the normal condition, normal leg condition. Whenever it will enter the worms here, it will enter once again. Whenever the worms it will enter here, it will not show any that much of that is progression. Whenever it will starts producing the multiplication ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋದಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, okay, so it will start increase in their size. The lymphatic vessel, it will start increase in their size, and afterwards what, so like ಒಂದು ಏನು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏರ್ ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೋ ಸ್ಲೋ ಆಗಿ, ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲು ದಪ್ಪ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದ ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ನಿಯರ್ ದ leg, which are the surrounding organs, that is the male reproductive system, as in case of the females also it will be infected. So here the lymph node, whatever inside the lymph node, inside the lymphatic fluid it is there, the multiplication of the worms it will be taking place. As the multiplication of the worms it will be taking place, it will increase like that is our leg, it will be increased. Okay, then afterwards here this is the normal condition, here it is the infected condition. Okay, so here what happens, this is the lymph node, it will be increased, and also that is what we call it as a scrotum, where the testes it will be situated. In the human reproduction, you already studied what is scrotum. It is a bag-like, sac-like structure in which the testes it will be situated, in which it is favored for the spermatogenesis process. The scrotum also it will be increased in their size, and finally what happens, that is the leg it will be increased in their size. While you come to the symptoms, though it is not a common general disease, okay, general common ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ disease ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ, but it's a dangerous disease Where it will be situated? Maybe in the tropical and the subtropical regions. Okay, the peoples where they are living in the tropical and the subtropical regions where the food availability it is very less. Okay, in that area we can see this, that is this type of disease. Okay, when you come to the symptoms, okay, when you come to the symptoms, the generalized symptoms, what we call, that is a fever. The fever it will be occurs, though worms it will be inside. Okay, we are not know the worms it is entered, but why? Because the incubation period it is very long. That's why the symptoms it will be not appear very early. Okay, so the symptoms are fever, the generalized symptoms andre ಜ್ವರ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. Very next, that is the inflammation of, that is the lymphatic region. Okay, so here the inflammation of the lymphatic region, in the sense, here I already discussed, that is the worms it will be entered here, and the multiplication of the worms it will be taking place. Okay, multiplication ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಒಂದು multiplication ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, so it will be increased and increased. Okay, so in everywhere, wherever the lymphatic vessels it is there, in the fluid, the multiplication it will be taking place. That is the inflammation. That is inflammation, it is nothing but what? The infection. Infection in the sense what? That is a increase in the number of the worms in the lymphatic fluid. What we will call it as the inflammation of the lymphatics. And another one term, it is the medical term, what we call it as the lymphedema. So here the lymphedema it is nothing but what? That is the leakage of what we call it as, that is the lymphatic fluid in the surrounding organs, so that increase in the size of that organs. Okay, so where it will be affected, that is lymphedema, the organs such as, that is limbs. Okay, so limbs, and that is our legs. Okay, the limbs, and also the penis. Okay, the penis region. Okay, whenever there is this increase in the size of what, that is leg, the multiplication of the worms it will be taking place, more and more it will multiply. As it will multiply, that is the size of the leg and the size of the surrounding organs also it is increasing. That is the penis. And penis also, the penis structure also in the males it will be increase in their size. Okay, it will getting broader. Okay, and very next, that is a scrotum region. The scrotum region also, this region also it will be increased. Okay, the scrotum. So here, but testis, here the size of the testis is same. Here also the size of the testis is same, but surrounding region, the scrotum it will be increased in their size. And also the vulva region in case of the females. Okay, vulva region alli enagutte, vulva where it is present in the female reproductive system, where that is the vagina and the urethra it will be situated. So the vulva and the what we call it as, that is the region, the organs where it will be present. The vulva, it will contain urethra, vaginal condition. So this will also become what? The destroyed, increase in their size. So in that persons where that is elephantiasis it will be infected. Okay, filariasis it will be there. So in that persons they are reproductively inactive. So we can say that the reproductively inactive. It means that they cannot able to reproduce. Okay, so then afterwards, that is the one more symptoms, what we will call it as the chyluria. What we call it as this chyluria? This is a new word. Chyluria, it is nothing but lymph in the urine. So students, whenever we go, that is to the doctor, we are infected, our leg, it will become very that is in their big in their size. While seeing what that is, we cannot confirm whether it is elephantiasis or filariasis. The doctors undergo, that is the prescription, what that is testing of the urine. If the urine contains, that is lymph fluid, okay, if the urine test the lymph fluid, it will be appear. It means that whenever the worms, when it will be multiply inside the lymphatic fluid, so whenever in severe cases, what happens, the breaking of this lymphatic wall, it will be taking place, and start leaking this lymph fluid into the blood, so that enormous increase in the size of what that is a leg, it will be taking place. Okay, through that, so it will transfer into the urine. By testing the urine, we can confirm definitely it is the what that is the infection related to the filariasis. Okay, and this is what we will call it as the chyluria. Chyluria, it means that lymph in the urine. Very next, that is one more, that is what the symptom is, that hydrocele. It means that hydrocele means that the leakage of what we call it as, that is lymphatic fluid, it will be filled in the where that is a scrotum. So scrotum, it will be contains, that is a lymph fluid. So after the lymph fluid leakage, it is also increasing in their size. Okay, so what we will call it as a hydrocele, we can call it as. So these are all the symptoms. Okay, very simple, and also we can remember very easily. Very important for the point of examination, for the 1 marks and also 2 marks. Okay, though these filariasis disease, we can complete what that is the helminthes diseases. Thank you.